Hi everyone, I hope you all. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Vechain once again. Thank you for support. Okay, big up the CoinsKid crew. Thank you for liking this video. If you can just take a minute to like the video, and thank you for your subscription. Thank you very much. Thank you for leaving a comment as well. So yeah, thank you to each and every single one of you for your support over these months. It's amazing. So right now, Vechain is melting faces, just as anticipated. You have got this level of resistance just here that you're coming up to. Okay, so I would anticipate if you do start to come up to this could be a good level, you know, to sort of not necessarily take profits, just open a bit of a short, because there's a key level of resistance. You can see on the VPVR just there, look at that, just there, bang on, boom, run into that, boom, and you may potentially get rejected at that point, because I think on the daily you are starting to get a little bit up here. Okay, and you can see every time you get a little bit up there, you do tend to roll. Okay, even when you come up on this upside, you had a bit of a roll, and this is where you run into a level of resistance in the RSI. Okay, so the top is here in the RSI, which is around about 91.76. That's the highest it's ever been. You can see it's starting to come up a little bit. Okay, so what you're looking for is any kind of bearish divergences on the 4 hour. Always use the 4 hour because it gives a higher substance than the hour. Okay, so there was a bit of a bearish divergence there. It looks as though you invalidated a trend line. Let's have a look. So you've got a bit of a bearish divergence trend line just there that you was adhering to, and every time you ran into it you was rolling. Do you see that? So basically you're making higher highs in the price action and lower highs in the RSI, but just there you've broken out this trend line. So keep an eye on this, okay, because if this starts to come up and gets a higher high than this, then you're taking out this bearish divergence, okay, and potentially you're going to run into a low resistance, roll back to a key level support at that point. So you're doing really, really well. You slowly want to start to get a little bit vertical here. You don't want too much of that, because like I say, if you start to go vertical, you come crashing down hard, and it scares people basically. So yeah, I mean, you're doing really, really well. You know, it is bullish. You know, if you're hodling, when you're looking for long term, it's doing extremely well, and it's, you know, it's basically going to get to its targets, isn't it, that we've got here, because you're breaking out key levels of resistance, you're breaking above the golden ratio, you're trying to get to the 786. So I would imagine you are going to run into resistance at some point. But what's healthy, if we take a look at the weekly right now, you can see that the weekly, oh, look at that room, but I'm not saying it's going to go vertical. I think you're going to come up in waveforms like this, like you did here. Look, you come up in waveforms and you move up the stairs nice and beautifully. Okay, so you're looking really, really good. One thing I'm going to do with you right now is let's have a look. So for me, straight away, if you was to see a rollover in the market, like I said to you, this high that you've broken, around about 1567 could be a fantastic area to put some bids in. If you do start to do something like this, okay, you come up and you do start to roll, I do think that you might come back to this high and you might get a bounce off it at some point, and allow there, you start to consolidate, create some kind of horizontal ascending triangle like that. Okay, and at that point you get these EMAs come up, level of consolidation before you break out again to the upside. Who knows, it could absolutely just take off here, but you don't want that, to be honest with you, because like I said, when you start to go vertical like this, look what happens. You come down crashing hard. You want to keep coming back to key levels of support for continuation of this breakout and the trend that you're in for Vechain just there. So as a thought experiment, I'm doing this on a lot of coins today that I'm targeting. So just here, if we drop this trend based fib time on here, look, so it's the third column down, and you go down all the way down to trend based fib time. So what we're looking for is the high of this cycle. Okay, we came up, we put that high, and then we came down, we put a higher high just there. So we want that high just there. Okay, then we put in this low, and then what we did, we come up and we've made a new high just there. Okay, so you can see this trend based fib time, it gave us that target just there. Okay, and you can see that was met like a boss. Look at that. So you know, at this point we could have laid this trend based fib time and seen that this was going to be the top basically. So I'm not saying we will, but if we do follow a very similar cycle, and we are, you know, we've come down exactly the same waveforms, like I said to you, we're breaking out key levels of resistance. You can see you're coming up into this trend line here, ran into it, created a horizontal, potentially like I'm saying here, creating a horizontal breakout to the upside. If we do go through a very similar sort of cycle here as we did with this particular cycle, okay, that was a top just there. You see that, literally that was a top. Look at that, beautiful place to take some profits basically. So let's have a look. When could Vechain absolutely top out here and end this next sort of wave up that we were anticipating? So we're going to apply the same trend based fib time. Again, it's the third column down, the little icon, go to trend based fib time, put it on your high, which was just there, put it on your low, which was just there, and then you've come up and you've made a new high, which is just there, isn't it? Because that was your bull trap basically. This is your high, you came down, bull trap, rolled down. So for me, you're looking, let's have a look, see where that is. So for me, you're looking at around about the 17th of January, just there for Vechain. For me, is potentially where, you know, you could be looking at the blow off top, basically, a little bit of a level to tap profit around about 17th of January, which is kind of tying up with a lot of people's technical analysis and the fact that if we are rinse repeating a very similar cycle, this is when you do see the altcoins have the blow off top in January, you know. But there is theories that we're going to go into a super cycle and you know, a lengthening cycle, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But for now, based off this trend based fib time, you know, you're coming up, you're making that high, you got a little bit invalidated. I'm not using that high there because that was a fault, that was basically a fake out. It was basically a bull trap. So for me, this is your high. You came up, look at that wave there, and then you rolled into the ABC just there, okay? So for me, this is your high. So for me, this could be your blow off top here for Vechain, and you could be reaching $1.50 round about there, round about 16th of Jan. Okay, because for me, you've got your 1618 target, which is your minimal target off this high and this low. So you're looking at 75 cents absolute minimal. But don't forget, this particular phase of the bull run is the FOMO, the mania phase of a bull run, where I do think potentially you're looking at some of these fibs getting met. So my minimal, you know, is the 2, around about 139, which is, you know, the 150 I've had laid down for many moons. And if we do start to go a little bit parabolic here and start to go vertical, then you can be looking at the 2.272 at $2.50 in this bull market for Vechain. So yeah, it's just a little thought experiment for you today for Vechain. It's slowly breaking out, moving upstairs. Beautiful. If we start to go through the month here and then start to rally, you could see where we could do something like this. We take off into space and meet our targets up there. That's Vechain. Hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.